Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto. Hope you're having a great day. So there is so much going on. I take one day off. Wow. Well, I had to work. I didn't really take a day off. Had a ton of stuff to get done, and I just didn't have time to do my normal video. So I apologize, Mona. I know you're mad at me. Very sorry. But let's take a deep dive. Deep dive is the Senate has passed the bill and averted the debt crisis, right? The debt ceiling crisis. So that's a very big deal. But the vote was only, they had hoped for 100, but the vote was only 63 to 36, with one person not voting, 36 people being able to say that they were unhappy. That's only three more votes that it actually takes. It takes minimum of 60. They only got 63. I think there are a lot of people that would just want to be able to use this in their campaigns as they, increase their rhetoric. I'd like to see the stupidity from that. Next up, and this is big, China really did open up. What they said was, we are now ready for crypto companies, including exchanges, to register in the company. That's huge. So you can imagine that there are probably a ton of companies. And I'm thinking that list has probably got all the big heavy hitters. Not going to name any names because I don't have any facts at my hands right now. But I do know that China has opened up registration for crypto companies for mainland China and Hong Kong. So that's huge, bigger than huge. And then the little bit of news is Hong Kong also started off or started a Web3 project, a major Web3 project. So when you look at everything that's going on in that region of the world, they definitely want Hong Kong to be a crypto hub. So pay attention. Big, 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 big news. Big news. Ripple is actually doing a roadshow for their stock. Now, normally you don't do a roadshow for a stock unless you don't need the money. They've got $1 billion in cash sitting around, so they don't need the money, so they're ripe for an IPO. Now, a roadshow is when you and your underwriters go out and meet, possible investors and get the hype going about your company, what you're doing, and all that other good stuff. Hence, all of the preceding news about everything possible or everything positive about Ripple and about XRP. So a lot going on there. Something else, another just little piece of good news. Uphold said, XRP meets all, not some, not a little bit, but all of the criteria for an exchange listing. Shots fired, maybe? So if you look at everything that's going on with the SEC, that action against Ripple forced everybody to delist Ripple. Pay attention. So they get delisted. Uphold is saying, well, when you look at XRP now, all the check boxes are there, buddy. And there is the beginning. If they list, others will list. It'll just be a matter of time. The grip that the SEC has seems to be weakening in a major fashion. Go Ripple Army. Now, we all know that Silvergate Bank has been shut down. They've been issued a consent order by the Federal Reserve that says you have to shut down fully and liquidate. Silvergate has agreed to that timeline and has a plan in place to do so. And I still go back to, I don't see a reason why Silvergate Bank was forced to shut down. Except maybe other than, crypto. It's done. It's done. So there's no reason to cry about it. It's done. Just paying attention and taking notes, right? Other big news, and I keep telling you guys, there's a reason why I'm big on Polygon. I'm huge on Polygon. There are certain projects I just love. Polygon is one of them. Probably at the top of my list. Well, Deutsche Telekom has become a node validator for Polygon. And you might be sitting there going, who the heck is Deutsche Telekom? Ever heard of T-Mobile? Yeah, that's the company behind T-Mobile. They're a huge telecommunications player in Europe. Huge. And they're a node validator for Polygon. Take a step back and understand what that means. That means that Polygon itself is going to start moving even faster. The more validators, the more transactions that can happen, the faster transactions can happen. This is my point. Everybody is seeing things going on, but I don't think they're all putting it together. This is a major move at building out the infrastructure for the project. Now, the project is already fast. They're thinking they need more speed, they need more capability, more expansion, more growth, all that good stuff. And when you look at it, you sit there and you go, wow, that's big, because they're building out that infrastructure to support major growth. And with major growth, I'm thinking there's probably going to be, some major uptick in that coin in the times coming. So that's why I'm big on Polygon. Polygon, Cardano. I mean, Ethereum and Bitcoin, those are givens, right? But you have other projects like those that take a pragmatic approach to what they're doing. And things can go a little quiet for a little while, and all of a sudden you look and they've got really big things going on. Really big things. So as I look at this, I sit back and I go, yeah, these are moves that I absolutely approve of, absolutely love to see. Projects that are taking a pragmatic approach to controlled growth and demonstrating why they need to grow. They create the problem and then they solve the problem. Let's create a growth problem and then grow, demonstrating to the public that this is a growing space. So pay attention. What's next? This one's kind of funny to me. So for a while I've been saying that Elon Musk, if Doge was a stock, Elon Musk would have been brought to trial already. I mean, it's nuts, but it's not. So nothing. Somebody's taking him to court, citing the fact that, it just happens to be that you change the Doge, or you change the Twitter logo to be Doge for a hot second there. And then at the, just on a coinky-dink, at a coincidence, you also decided to sell about $124 million worth of Doge. What? Somebody just called him out onto the carpet for it. Now, I sit back and I kind of go, well, he's the richest man on the planet once again, and he's got more than enough money to fight this. But I'm also glad that somebody's actually called him out on it. Very glad that somebody's called him out on it. And the reason why is because you shouldn't be able to manipulate a coin. I mean, I just want you to pay attention to what the SEC has done in the past. They've taken other people that have shilled coins, shilled projects, shilled, exchanges. They've taken them to court. How come they never went after Elon? Everything that he did was blatant. It's out there. How come they never did that? Just asking the question, trying to find out for a friend. Anyway, you know what we should do? We should look at the numbers. So give me a moment. Let's switch over. Let's minimize that real quick. All righty. So let's get to my top 25 losers, top 25 winners. Just going to refresh real quick. And let's see. And you can tell there's only one. There's only one loser. Right now, as of this second, there's only one loser because I have a 5% rule. You've got to move greater than 5% in any direction for you to actually land on my radar. The only thing that I'll pay attention to is that you have moved, right? What that means is that I sit back and I kind of go, okay, 5% is not enough for me to, really register on my radar, but I kind of make note that you have moved, like Kusama moved 3% in the wrong direction. But let's suppose it goes positive in the next 5 minutes, 3% positive, 6% move. These are things that I'm looking at because those kinds of things are opportunities to me. That's why I have both sides. All right. When I'm looking at the big side, you go all the way down to here. So you have projects like Aptos, Filecoin, Aptos up 6%, Filecoin up 6%, Arbitrum up 7%. They were just in the news with something. Wasn't big enough for me to cover. I mean, it was good news, but it wasn't big enough for me to cover. Injective is up 11%. They were in the news. Is there anybody else that I'm actually paying attention to on this list? And that's it. That's all the only ones that I'm paying attention to on this list. Woo Network, I wasn't paying attention to. Pancake Swap up 6%. That's a good thing to know about. Ronan's been been around for a while, but it's not on my radar. I mean, just look at the market cap; it's only 245 million. So that's not something I'm really paying attention to. Illuvium used to be something back in the day, but $300 million market cap. It's currently ranked at 122. Not something I'm paying attention to. Same thing with CeeLo. Not something I'm paying attention to. Fetch AI, I do pay attention to only because there's opportunity there with volatility, right? If I want, sometimes I'm looking for long-term holds, long-term trades, and then other times I'm looking for on-the-spot trades, like day trading type things with crypto. So I'm paying attention to volatility in certain coins, and that could be a good thing. Now, let's go over to the big board, and you can actually see Ethereum inching closer to 1900, Bitcoin above 2700. Again, Bitcoin must get to my $28,028 mark for me to feel more comfortable. Right now, it's still all the way down at the bottom. Let me take a look. It's still all the way down at the bottom of my green band. You can see my green band again. 31,580 is the high mark for my green band, and 26,475 is the low mark for my green band. And we're still bouncing around the bottom. We've got to get above. We got to fight above 2828 for me to believe that there's going to be an ongoing rise. And that's what we're looking for right there, is that ongoing rise. For DeFi Llama, we only have 60 billion in total value locked, so not a big deal to me. We're in the neutral zone at 50 on the fear and greed index. Something that I'm paying attention to is going to be the FOMC meeting that's going to happen 15, 16, something like that, a couple of weeks. I really am expecting them to hold fast, like just pause for a minute. Doesn't mean that they're going to stop rate increases, but I think they are actually going to wind up pausing for a moment. And they're going to turn around, look at the data, see what's going on, and then move forward. There's been a lot of talk about it. So I think that's really where everything is. And I've been thinking that for a while now. So we'll see what happens with that. Looking at the big board and see who's moving, who's not moving. You're seeing positive gains. 7-day moving average, you're looking at 248 for Bitcoin, 438 for Ethereum. Polygon, still a slow mover. I mean, look at this. 90 cents, still a slow mover, but I want you to pay attention to this because it wasn't that long ago that they were at 82 cents. So that positive move up, that whole Deutsche Telekom thing, that's going to wind up being big. Pay attention. Pay attention. And you have XRP, again, 51 cents, 51.59 to be exact. They are big positive. Big positive. With Ripple doing a roadshow trying to get investors to go public, as soon as that stock hits, I will be buying it. I'm not even playing with you. As soon as I can get my hands on Ripple stock, I will be all about it. Just saying, I'm not shilling for them. They don't pay me anything. I just like what they do as a company. I like how they move. I want to be involved as an investor. Period. All right. So looking at all that, I think that's where everything is right now. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto. If you like what I'm doing, do me a favor, drop me a note, say thanks. Drop me a note about what you might be interested in. I know that Mona has asked me questions, Amber's asked me questions, Joe's asked me questions, Elliot's asked me questions, and I try to get back to everybody as quickly as possible. And the reason why is because I just like doing the research. Me and my kids, we just like doing the research. Why? Because the more research you do, the more educated you become, and the smarter your decisions will be. Use my information to spur your own research capabilities. Do your own research always. Double check, fact check. Call me up, tell me when I'm wrong, but do your own research. All right? This is Eddie J on crypto. Hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.